Hello, my name is Jaden Adam, and I am doing this for a class activity for my class academic skills on January 2025. So it's to discuss the two communication barriers that I have experienced and how did I overcome it. So I have done two communication barriers in my life, and one of it is a language barrier, and the other is texting versus face-to-face communication barrier. I'll start off with the first one. So the first communication barrier that I had to overcome was language barrier, and this happened during my high school when my high school was installing these big LED panel screen TVs for our school hall meetings, and our principal bought these from China. So there's a person from China who came over to bring the products and install it. The principal had to bring out the robotics team from school, this Chinese dude, and me because I had a good affinity towards these robotic or engineering parts. And because of this, I was coming over every day and they paid me to help install it for them. During the process, the this Chinese dude saw me and compared me between these other students that were helping putting it up, and he realized that I was way better and definitely had an affinity for it. So he tried to talk with me, and that was my first time actually having to talk to someone from China. It was very difficult due to this language barrier, uh, and we were really trying to talk to each other. Even though I was in a private Chinese school, it was difficult because I was in the lower Chinese section where I didn't actually have to study Chinese as much. But I found a way to talk with him. This was by using my phone, and I took Google Translate and I just typed in whatever I wanted to in English and it translated to Chinese. It didn't take long for him to pick up on this, and he started just take my phone, like we would pass each other my own phone to type and talk about our lives and everything through our phone. That was how I overcame the language barrier. We got to know each other, and next thing you know, he actually, after the whole thing was done, the whole project, he gave me his business card and told me to just meet him in China once I was done with high school, and he would sponsor everything from flight tickets to accommodations just to work with him because he found me as a really chill and nice person to talk to who was mature for my age at the time. And this is when I also felt that it was really good to learn how to cross communicate with someone and to overcome the barriers, because not only are you increasing your networking abilities, but you're also increasing your opportunities in life, such as when I got that opportunity, a full sponsorship to go China just to work with him. Unfortunately, I did not take it. Okay, so for the next one will be texting versus face-to-face communication barriers. I overcame this during my City University foundation years when everything was online due to COVID. So I first met this classmate, a girl. We had a group project together and we got to know each other more online. It went from talking about assignments to just talking about our lives, and next thing you know, we were texting every day and we were just video calling every single day, and we started to like each other more. So it was to the point where it felt like we could just hold hands and kiss each other through the phones all the time. It felt very pleasant and nice. Then I made efforts to actually meet her because we live in a different state from each other. So I made efforts to actually go meet her all the way at Kudat, and I was living at Kota Kinabalu at that time. So yeah, made efforts to go there, and when we finally met, it was a whole different story. It felt so different than just texting and calling every single day. It felt like we just met for the first time, and that was when I realized that was a communication barrier. That was a texting versus face to face barrier right there. We were very shy, we would blush, and we could barely make any physical contact. Like, through online or texting, it was easy to just kiss through the phone and pretend we were holding hands, but in real life, we could barely hold hands. So, after we overcame it, yes, it just felt like we just got to know each other all over again. And it was different because, unlike through texting or online, you could text and take your time typing out what you wanted to reply to them. You can even backspace and delete and retype everything. So the main differences was that was through texting, but in real life where you have body language and actually having to react on the spot, that was the main difference. You had to react on the spot, and you have to just reply genuinely with everything on the spot. There was no backspacing, there was no thinking thoroughly about how you would talk to them, like, and it was nothing like texting or calling. That was how I faced again. That's how I overcame my texting versus face to face communication barriers. So, yep, these are the two main communication barriers that I had to overcome and how I did it. Thank you so much for your time for listening, miss. And I hope to meet you soon next time in the near future. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.